Hey guys, OscarLover131 here, coming at you with a quick video. I'm going to show you guys how to do a gravity-fed auto top-off. And in front of me I got some parts. First off, I got the float valve, which is basically just a little valve like you can see in there. Right now it's closed, and then you can open it, and then you can see open, close. So that's, and then we got the float on it, and this is going to go in the actual sump right there. And then this is where the tube screws in. I got 8 feet of airline tubing, super overpriced, but that's alright. And then the source of water is going to be my Walmart bucket right here. I got a little compression fitting, and I'm basically just going to drill that inside, silicone it up, and I already got the airline tubing right there. Other end's going to screw into this this piece right here. And I got some acrylic to make a bracket out of. That's where it will replace this red washer. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how to build that. Alright guys, so the first step is going to be cutting the acrylic for the mount, which I've already done right here. And so now we're going to have to shape it, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shape it with this candle here, and I'll show you how I do that right now. Alright guys, so after plenty of trial and error and many mistakes, lots of acrylic cutting later, I finally ended up with this. This is my mount for the float valve. As you can see, it's just a curve. I drilled a hole in it, which is kind of difficult because this is really thin acrylic. So I had to go through lots of strips to get the hole for the float valve, and had to make a lot of room for this the hose to go through. And just to mention, this is a brass compression fitting, so I had to use this rigid sprinkler hosing, I guess, for it not to leak, and I had to tighten it up real good so it doesn't leak. And then so this is just going to lead to my bucket, and the float valve, I had to cut it down quite a bit. This is it, and so this would be closed, and then when it drops, there's a little valve in here, as you can see, which opens and closes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have this over here like that. It's going to rest over there, and I'm going to silicone it into place, and then the float valve has lots of room to do its thing so it doesn't get blocked up. So onto the water source. This is a gravity fed system, so I'm going to have this 5-gallon bucket here, and what I did was I drilled a small hole in it, and I have this compression fitting here. I siliconed it into place. I had to re-silicone it because it was leaking a little bit. But anyways, all it does is this airline goes into here, and it should create an airtight seal. And gravity fed, that's why I have it up on the stand right here. So you can see right there is the water level, and down there is the valve. So all gravity fed, no electronics involved at all, and all I have to do is hide this away. I'm probably going to get a nicer stand, because this is a stand for an old 10-gallon. That's no big deal. And I'll just run the airline hose, and I'll probably have to fill it up twice or maybe once every 2 weeks or so. Alright guys, I'm back. This time I got the auto top off float switch installed, and we're going to take a closer look at it right here. This is where it sits in the sump. I made the bracket to hold it in, and I had to trim down this brass piece right here because it was too long and wouldn't fit in the sump. And so what I did was I made this bracket, and it extends out pretty far, so I could easily take it out and in and tighten the compression fitting onto the hose and stuff. So it's sitting there right now, and as you can see, it's not doing anything, it's just hanging out. So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate some evaporation by siphoning water out of the tank, and this should start doing its job. And over here I have my bucket, and I silicone that, and it has water in it, and it's going to the sump. So right now I'm going to siphon some water out. So as you can see, when the water level gets full after it is poured in fresh water, fresh RODI water from the bucket, the float will rise and it will block the return, and it'll slowly drip in for a minute, but then it'll stop, and that's the permanent water level now. And so that's basically how it works. Alright guys, so that's the auto top off. There it is, actually working a little bit. It's dribbling. Kind of, it's just filling up after some evaporation. And there's a little quick shot at the reef tank. This could be Saltwater Reef build part 5, I guess, because this is building on the Saltwater Reef tank. There it goes, dripping away. I had to use some rigid hose on there because it's a brass compression fitting, and it needs something rigid to hang on to. And then I had to do this. I didn't have any like regular things, I'm not sure what they're called, and check valves needed too much pressure, so I basically made a T and blocked off the other side, and that line just goes over to my 5-gallon bucket here filled with water. So this was a rather cheap build for me, I guess. Really, it was only $15. I had the bucket kicking around, but even so, that's $5. You probably have airline, which I actually ran out of airline from other projects, so that was $5 for airline, which is a lot for airline, but it is what I had available. This flow valve got from Osh. I think it's for like some sort of water cooler or something. I really not sure, but it was only $5. Got that, works like a charm. Made this acrylic strip. It was $3 for the acrylic, and the other compression fitting was only $2, so a total of $15 for a pretty cool auto top off. And I probably still have to build a stand for it, because this is a stand for a tank, but that's going to be using scrap wood. If anything, it would probably cost me $2. So this is a really cheap build, really good way to monitor salinity levels and keep your nano tanks on track. And as you can see, when I push this down, it drips some more. But anyways, cool little build, DIY auto top off, gravity fed. You don't need any pumps or electronics or anything. It's real easy to do, as you've seen. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, tell me what you think, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe. See ya.